So good afternoon, all grade 10. So this topic is all about factoring polynomials. So the instruction here is factor each polynomial completely. Okay, so let's start with number 1. P of x equal to 12x raised to 5 minus 4x raised to 4 plus 28x cubed. Now as you notice, there is a common factor. The GCF of the coefficient is 4. So you bring out the 4, and we know that the GF also of x raised to 5, x raised to 4, and x raised to 3 is x raised to 3. So therefore the GCF is 4x cubed. 12 divided 4 is 3. So 3x squared. Then 4x raised to 4, so minus x 20 divided 4, 7. So plus 7. Next is, what are the factors of 21 so that when added the sum is negative 1 here. So there is no factor anymore. So therefore the complete factorization of this is 4x cubed times 3x squared minus x plus 7. Number 2. Number 2, same with GCF. So the GCF of 2, negative 4, negative 30 is simply equal to 2. So you bring out 2, then together with the variable that is x raised to 4. So the other factor is x raised to 6 divided by x raised to 4 is x squared. Negative 4 divided 2 is negative 2. So x raised to 5 divided x raised to 4 is x. So 30 divided 2 is negative 30 divided 2 is negative 15. So 2x raised to 4 times, what are the factors of negative 15? So that when added, the sum is negative 2. So the factors are negative 5 and positive 3. So that is x minus 5, then x plus 3. So this is now the factors of the polynomial. Okay, so next, number 3. For this type of polynomial, you are just like factoring a quadratic trinomial, because the degree here is 6, 3, 0. So 6, 3, 0, 4, 2, 0. So if the exponent of the polynomial are of this form, 6, 3, 0, 4, 3, 0, and the terms of the polynomial is equal to 3 terms. So the exponents of the degree are 4, 2, 0, 6, 3, 0, 8, 4, and then 0. You can just simply factor using the factoring quadratic trinomials. Okay, so we just simply factor this as x cubed times x cubed. So what are the factors of negative 28? So that when added, the sum is negative 3. So negative 28. So that when added, the sum is negative 3. That is negative 7 and positive 4. So this is negative 7. The other one is positive 4. So now we can no longer factor x cubed minus 7 and x cubed plus 4 because they are not sum and difference of two cubes. So therefore, this is already your final answer. Number 4. So this one is a 630 degrees. This one is a 420 degrees. So you can just make use of quadratic factor x squared. The other one is also x squared. What are the factors of 36 so that when added the sum is negative 13? So both factors are both negative. That's equal to 4 and 9. As you notice, both factors are difference of two squares. So the factors of x squared minus 4 is simply x plus 2, x minus 2. Then x squared minus 9 is x plus 3, x minus 3. So next, number 5. X raised to 5 minus x cubed minus x squared plus 1. So using synthetic division, we can just simply find the factor of this, or factoring by grouping terms. Using factoring by grouping terms, we may factor the GCF for the first two terms, which is equal to x cubed x raised to 5 becomes x squared. Then this one is minus 1. Next is you factor out the negative 1 from here. That is now equal to minus 1. Then x squared minus 1. We factor out the GCF x squared minus 1. Then what's the remaining? X cubed the remaining are x cubed and minus 1. So x squared minus 1, we factor out this common factor. So the remaining is x minus 1. So x cubed minus 1. So what are the factors of x squared minus 1? Since it is a difference of two squares, that is x plus 1 and x minus 1. Now x cubed minus 1 is a difference of two cubes. So just simply get the cube root of the first term x. Cube root of the second term is negative 1. Then how do you find the other trinomial factor? You square the first term x, so x squared. Then what will you do with x minus 1? So what is the product? X times negative 1 is equal to negative x. So negative x, so just simply get the opposite, that is equal to plus x. Then square negative 1 equal to 1. Okay, so this is now the complete factorization of the polynomial. Okay, next, number 6. So as you notice from here, if we factor out the GCF of the first two terms, so we will use the groupings again. Okay, so that is equal to x raised to 4. We bring out the x raised to 4. So this one is 2x plus 3. So next is we bring out negative 1 from the last two terms. So we bring out negative 1 from here. So bring out negative 1 from negative 2x minus 3. So that is now equal to minus 1 and 2x plus 3. If we bring out the GCF 2x plus 3, then the remaining factor is simply x raised to 4 and minus 1. So times x raised to 4 minus 1. Okay, factoring completely, 2x plus 3 so that is x squared minus 1 times x squared plus 1. Okay, so since x squared minus 1 is still a difference of 2 squares, you can still factor x squared minus 1. So 2x plus 3, x plus 1, x minus 1 times x squared plus 1. So this is now the complete factorization of the polynomial. Number 7. So we can no longer use here factoring by grouping terms, but we will try all the possible factors of negative 8. So positive negative 1, positive negative 2, positive negative 4, and positive negative 8. So let's try from positive 1. So we will use now synthetic division to factor this type of polynomial. Okay, so examine the degree of the polynomial using the descending powers of the variable x. So 3, 2, 1, and 0. So complete. So if it is complete, then get the coefficients by degree from the leading coefficient equal to 1. So this is the leading coefficient 1, then the coefficient of the quadratic term is negative 6, the coefficient of the linear term is 12, the constant term is negative 8. So we bring down 1. 1 times 1 is equal to 1. Negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5. Negative 5 plus 1 is equal to 7. Okay, so since the 19 times 1 is 19, there is a remainder which is equal to 11. So it's not factorable because once certain binomial is a factor, the result must be equal to 0. So we will try negative 1. So 1, negative 1, negative 6 plus negative 1, negative 7, then 7, 19 again. 19 times negative 1 is equal to negative 19, resulting to negative 27. So it's not factor also. So no choice, proceed to the other factor, positive and negative 2. Let's try positive 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 times 2 is equal to negative 8. 12 plus negative 8 is equal to 4. 4 times 2 is equal to 8. Then 0. Okay, if you are going to use synthetic division, no need for you to go back to the original coefficient. You can just make use of this to continue factoring. So we know that this is x squared minus 4x plus 4. So therefore another 2. So that's now equal to 1. Then 2, negative 2, negative 4, and 0. Okay, and then use this again. So this is now linear factor, that is x minus 2. Okay, so just get the opposite of this negative 2, that is equal to 2. So this is now equal to 2. So therefore bring down 1. 1 times 2 is 2, 0. Therefore the factors of the polynomial are simply equal to x plus 2 times x plus 2. No, it's not x plus 2, x minus 2, because this one is x is equal to 2. So if we transpose the 2 to the other side, becomes x minus 2. So how many x minus 2? There are 3x minus 2. So this is now the factor x minus 2 cubed of the polynomial. Or simply, you can rewrite x minus 2 times x minus 2 times x minus 2 in expanded form. Next, number 8. So you can no longer use the grouping here. So what will you do to solve this type of equation? You just simply use the factors of negative 4. So try positive 1, negative 1, positive 2, negative 2, and positive 4, negative 4. So let's try positive 1. Check the coefficient for the degree of the polynomial. Okay, complete. So get the coefficient, invisible 1 for degree 4, negative 2 for degree 3, negative 3 for degree 2, 8 for linear, and negative 4 for the constant term. Bring down 1. 1 times 1 equal to 1. Negative 2 plus 1 is equal to negative 1. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. Negative 3 plus negative 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. 8 plus negative 4 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. So 0. Therefore, one of the factor is already x equals 1 or simply x minus 1. So this is already one of the factor. No need for you to go back to this coefficient of the polynomial. So just proceed using the coefficient of your reduced function. So continue here. Instead of going to negative 1, you again try 1 to show how many x minus 1 factor of the polynomial 1, then 1, negative 1 plus 1 is 0, 0 times 1 is 0, negative 4 plus 0 is negative 4, negative 4 times 1 is negative 4, resulting to 0. So therefore, another x minus 1 factor. Okay, so very evident that is already, this one is already x squared minus 4. So if you want to continue, you can just medius of 2. So bring down 2, 1, 2 times 1 is 2, 0 plus 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, resulting to 0. So what factor is this? X equals 2, so that is x minus 2. Okay, next is just get the opposite of positive 2, that is equal to negative 2. So negative 2, that is equal to 1, negative 2, and then 0. Therefore, this one is x plus 2. So what are the factors? X minus 1, so since there are 2, x minus 1 squared times x minus 2 times x plus 2. So equal to x minus 1. There are 2 factors, so therefore you just square x minus 2 times x plus 2. So this is now the factor of the polynomial. Number 9. Okay, so if we will try groupings, we cannot use grouping from here because the coefficients are 2, 3, 8, 3. Anyway, there are only how many possible factors here? Positive negative 1, positive negative 3, then 3 over 1, 3 over 2. So let's try the whole number 1. Okay, 1. Coefficients of the polynomial, examine first the degree. Okay, complete. So degree 3, 2, degree 2, 3, linear negative 8, constant 3, always bring down 2, 2 times 1 is 2, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 times 1 is 5, 8 plus 5, negative 8 plus 5 is negative 3, negative 3, 0. So one factor is already x is equal to 1, so that is x minus 1. Next is what are the factors of negative 6, so that when added the sum is 5. So we can factor this. So since 2 and negative 3 are prime, we can just use the trial and error method here. Okay, so this is 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 times the factor x minus 1, this one. So equal to, what are the factors of 2x squared? No other factor except 2x and x. What are the factors of negative 3? So negative 3, so the negative 3, so this one must be positive 3, the other one is negative 1, so that the sum of the inside plus the sum of the outside, negative x plus 6x equal to 5x. Okay, so just bring down x minus 1. Okay, so the complete factorization now of the polynomial is simply equal to 2x minus 1 times x plus 3 times x minus 1. Okay, so there is still number 10. Okay, all the coefficients are even numbers, so you can still factor out the GCF. The GCF is 2, so 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus 7x plus 2. Okay, so we will use now synthetic division here. So 3, 2, negative 7, then positive 2. Let's try one. Possible factors of the constant. Positive negative 1, then positive negative 2. So bring down 3. So 3 times 1 is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 times 1 is 5. Negative 2. Negative 2 times 1, negative 2 is 0. So therefore, this x equal to 1, therefore this is equal to x minus 1. So one factor is x minus 1. So we can just write it here. Times x minus 1. Then this one is quadratic 3x squared plus 5x minus 2. 3x squared plus 5x minus 2 equal to 2. X minus 1 times 3x times x. Okay, the factors of negative 2 are 1 and 2. So where are we going to put the 1? So 1 here, 2. What is the sign of 2? Positive, then negative. So that if you add the inside negative x and add the outside, added to the outside, equal to 6x must be equal to the middle term. Okay, so the complete factorization of the polynomial are simply 2 times x minus 1 times 3x minus 1 times x plus 2. Okay, so that's all about about factoring polynomials. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to share, or simply press the notification bell so that updated kayo for my other topic involving grade 10 topics. Then just subscribe to my YouTube channel, Math Favorite. Thank you.